This is SoundOff, Louisiana's premier television sports show, coming to you from Sportsbook at L'Auberge Lake Charles. Here are the guys, Rick, Scooter, and Kevin.
The Saints fired Pete Carmichael. Jerry Jones and the Cowboys are going to stay with Mike McCarthy. Brian Kelly brings back a familiar name to restore the glow to the defense.
We've been asking for this, what, a month now?
And oh yeah, we got the Final
2
Four in
years.
the NFL. We got to go. Plus McNeese basketball coming your way. Man, it's a pretty loaded show, so you want to hang with us from start to finish. SoundOff coming to you from the Sportsbook at L'Auberge. SoundOff, of course, presented by Lundy Law in Lake Charles. New name, but same integrity and history. They are the same. All right, let's begin with the coaches going and coming and going around.
The carousel,
we've been yelling about the Saints and this offensive deal and Pete Carmichael. Will he stay on the job? Will he not? Too many missed red zone opportunities.
Well,
overall the numbers weren't all that bad.
No, Rick.
But they just could be better. Well, they canned him last week.
What about the real coach, Dennis Allen?
He's
How
staying.
come
That's
he's
the
still
question
there?
I have.
He's
Scooter.
staying.
So what
He's staying.
So how do you make that situation better if Dennis Allen is still there?
Well, you bring in a better offensive coordinator. He made some slight changes. He fired the defensive line coach and some offensive senior analyst assistant. Not a whole lot other than Carmichael.
Well, I mean, was he the problem? Carmichael was a good coach when Sean Payton was really the offensive coordinator.
That's right.
And Drew Brees was the quarterback.
Let's not get carried away.
But Scooter brings up a good point, but we'll address that later though, Rick.
He was.
But Scooter brings up a good point.
You got a little bit of this recency bias when it comes to Pete Carmichael.
No.
The first 7-8 games was horrendous, guys.
But
horrendous.
Rick,
I could not agree
but
more.
Rick, you know what? Your defense can only be as good as your offense.
What?
Did you hear what I said?
I'm like,
Did you just say
that sounds profound, but what does that mean?
Yeah,
I mean, your defense can only be as good as your offense. We preached it at LSU all the time.
Let's not go
you
down
play
memory
better
lane.
when
Let's
you
not
got
go-
a hell of an offense,
The
Scooter,
defense,
as a defensive player.
The final total defense, the Saints, number 13. Hey.
You didn't make the top 10.
All right. Look, it looks to me like Carmichael was kind of like somebody has to go, right? It may look that way.
He
to
was
some
the scapegoat.
people.
He was
But
the
no,
guy.
I don't think so. They need to move on. I think there's better talent out there. I do.
Without piling on Carmichael,
But let's pile on.
they had to change something.
Yes.
They couldn't just go status quo.
And look, he's the last coach from the Sean Payton Super Bowl era and that whole thing. I'm not saying that's bad or good. I'm just saying they needed a change. They needed a change.
I'm with you.
But Rick, I get that though. But
But-
when Sean Payton and Drew Brees was there, it wasn't a
Keep
problem.
going down the
But I
lane.
mean, I'm just
memory
saying,
lane. It's gone.
you keep missing the problem. The problem is Dennis Allen. That's the problem, Rick.
Okay, it's one of the problems, but
That's the problem, and
All
we
right,
keep
look,
overlooking it like.
Call up Mickey Loomis and Gil Benson. All right, look. Some of the names that are being thrown out there as an OC, this Gerard Johnson, quarterback coach
Yes.
from the Texans.
Yes.
Of course, they just lost.
You know,
so now-
these are not names. It never
No.
is with assistants. These
No.
are not names that
You know, what is it? Zach Robinson, quarterback coach for the Rams. You've got a guy by the name of Dan Pitcher, quarterback coach for the Bengals.
Yeah.
And then they were wanting to talk to this Shane Waldron from Seattle, but the Bears picked him up.
Yeah, they did.
So, you go through that phone, you go through the Rolodex.
What about taking a stab to see if you could bring Joe Brady back to the Saints?
Forget about it.
No, he's up in Buffalo.
No way.
He's not going anywhere,
No
Scooter.
way.
He's not
being
going
rumored for
anywhere.
possible head
He
coaching
is.
job.
He is.
He's got Josh Allen sitting now. They lost.
He does.
We'll get into that in a little bit, but no, I don't think Joe Brady is coming back here. All right. After our show production last week, Jerry Jones decided to give Mike McCarthy
How Mike
one
McCarthy
more year
survived that?
You said he was gone.
I said he was gone.
Well, we were all
I
just
said he was gone.
figuring Jerry would be Jerry, and for once, Jerry acted like a decent general manager.
Well, partly because he had another contract. He had another year on his contract, Scooter.
Yeah, and he's not giving him an extension.
And he's not getting an extension, too.
Has that ever
He's
stopped
like dead
Jerry?
man
No,
walking. He's like
but
dead man
yeah,
walking.
he is, and he knows that. He knows
dead
that.
man.
He
All
knows
right.
that.
To LSU, your buddy, Corey Raymond, 2 years at Florida. Brian Kelly decides to bring him back. They're working out
He
contract
was
details.
on the staff before Kelly got there.
The heyday.
Yeah.
Everybody assumed he'd be one of the guys he kept. Maybe he wishes he did that. LSU does it a little different. They have a safeties coach and a cornerbacks coach.
They do. When I was there, they had one coach.
Yeah, I know. Most of it is a secondary coach.
Yeah.
But Raymond will coach the cornerbacks, and he's over the secondary.
Yes.
I would assume.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Because they got a young fella coming in to coach safeties.
Safeties.
Yeah.
Well, safeties positions are a little bit different from corners, which you guys know that. But we had one coach. Mike Archer coached the whole entire secondary.
Well, they
corners,
got the coordinator and the edge rusher from Missouri.
Yeah.
A team your offense just hung 50 on.
50 on.
49, I think it was.
I don't know what that was
this
about.
This purple and gold Tigers defense is going to have a lot of black and gold.
Yeah.
What, you've got Blake?
You got 4 guys.
Blake Baker coming in as DC.
Oh, you're talking about Missouri.
Yeah, Missouri.
You got
and then
4
you've
guys.
got the edge rusher coming in, and then a younger guy coming in to coach safety. I
thought it was 4, but it's 3. I thought it was 4. It is.
On LSU. Was that deep? Now, that was a good Missouri team. A good Missouri team.
Well, the denominator you're seeing, that Missouri team, and this goes to the coordinator, Blake, they did a really good job of pressuring quarterbacks.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that is one thing LSU was sorely missing last year.
Yeah. I don't have a problem. Look.
So that is the way Kelly is looking.
Yeah.
He wants more pressure on quarterbacks.
And then, Kevin, you got 3 guys coming in that worked together for a couple of years in Missouri.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's some good things.
It's the same as when you look at an offense too, Rick. When you got that common denominator to where you've got folks that understand each other, it seems like it would work better or it would be more effective. But
last 28 seconds, still no hire out of LSU with this offensive coordinator.
What are you waiting on? I mean, what is it that you're waiting on?
Maybe they're just going to promote from within.
Then make it an announcement.
Or
Kelly
can it happen like yesterday,
making
Scooter?
some calls around the NFL. He knows a lot of people.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem. This is a huge decision.
It is funny for a guy that Kelly never coached in the NFL. Yeah. He sure knows a lot of coaches in the NFL.
Yeah. And nothing wrong with that. Yeah. All right, for your next dinner out, you got to max it out at the Max Bar and Grill at the National Golf Club in Westlake. The Max serves up prime steaks, grilled burgers, fresh seafood, and a ton more on that menu. The bar has a full range of specialty cocktails, cold beer, and of course the best in service, plus wall-to-wall live sports. Max it out at the Max Bar and Grill. They're open 7 days a week in Westlake.
If it's a story worth telling, it starts with Getaways specializing in me time. Handcrafted flavors, eager to please. Escapes to soak the day away. And rounds on a course designed by Tom Fazio. Start a story all your own at Le Berge Lake Charles.
We're the attorneys Southwest Louisiana has known and trusted for decades. We fought relentlessly for our clients and won. We are proud to announce a new name based on our legacy of success. We are Lundy Law. The name may be new, but our team's commitment to pursuing justice for our clients has never been stronger. From personal injury and maritime cases to insurance claims, mass tort, and civil litigation, you can count on the experienced attorneys at Lundy Law.
His name was Cain. He had a horse along the countryside. I saw him ride. One day they found him.
All right, welcome back to the show. Coming to you from the Sportsbook at Le Berge. This is really good advice.
Yes, it is.
You're going to make the conference championship games at the Sportsbook over the weekend. Get here early. It's going to be packed and it's going to be crazy.
It is going to be packed,
it's going to be a whole lot of fun down here at the Sportsbook. All right, let's get to the divisional games that were played over the weekend. Let's start with the nearby Houston Texans. We don't talk about the Texans a whole lot. There's a lot of Texan fans come into Le Berge Casino Resort. No doubt about that. Look, C.J. Stroud, rookie. DeMeco Ryans, rookie head coach. They
He's
kept
rookie
it
of the year.
close for a quarter.
He's rookie of the year. Easy.
But this Baltimore Ravens, I mean, a lot was Lamar Jackson versus
Look,
the young kid.
let me tell you something, guys.
Well, let me tell you, that Raven defense.
Let me.
They're not Ray Lewis. They're not Ray Lewis of 20 years
but they're
ago.
Good, though,
they're
Rick.
damn good.
Let me tell you the common denominator that why I'm saying the Ravens will win this year's Super
you
Bowl.
got them picked for the Super Bowl.
58, right? Super Bowl 58?
58 is the number.
Look, Lamar Jackson has an element that no other quarterback in this league has.
Give me something that's not obvious, please. Please.
When you as a defensive coordinator,
Please.
Scooter, you can't
Mahomes doesn't have that?
No. I'm going to be honest.
Nobody does it like Lamar Jackson.
No, Scooter.
Okay.
He can make defenses think
Yeah,
that you've
Mark-
got him locked down. He can go for 80 yards. Mahomes can't go for 80 yards. Mahomes can maybe go for 30,
We'll talk
25.
about Mahomes. We'll talk about Mahomes. Hang
But-
on to that. Hang on to that.
He can
Man.
go for
no,
24
look.
times.
Stroud. Let's get on Stroud. Clearly, the AFC Rookie of the Year. I mean,
No
what
doubt.
a huge
No, who else is going to win it?
breakout year as a rookie. Look, they won 3 games last year. 3.
They did.
And they win 10 this year. They win the South. They win a playoff game against Cleveland, which has the #1 defense in the
They
NFL.
do.
The Browns'
They do.
#1 defense in the NFL.
Well, that kind of
So they equated themselves very well, I think.
Did that kind of remind you of the Saints' first year under Breeze and Peyton?
Interesting.
Peyton.
Yeah.
First year head coach, wasn't a first
Yeah.
year
He got to,
quarterback.
of course, they
wasn't
got
a
to the
rookie.
NFC Championship game
Yeah.
and lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But-
a good point.
I
Yeah.
mean, but it was what
No.
they had won 4 games the
Yeah.
year before.
Yeah, you're right.
Playing all over the country.
DeMeco Ryan, what, first year
First year.
as head coach?
Yeah. Played for Houston as a linebacker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look,
Wow.
studied
Good-
under
seemed
Kyle
like a
Shanahan.
good
Wow.
guy,
All right. Look, the Ravens. All right, we're gonna move on in just a second. But the Ravens, you know, with Lamar Jackson.
To me, the
Zay
Ravens are a
Flowers.
boring team.
What? Scooter, you got a favor.
What?
Scooter, you got a favor.
What is he
Scooter.
drinking? What is he
Scooter,
putting
you
out?
got a
What?
More cowbell.
Odell Beckham Jr., Zay
Scooter, you got a
Flowers,
fever,
the
man.
running game, and that defense.
Oh, my God.
Man, that's and Lamar Jackson. He's on a mission for Super Bowl.
You can tell. You
He's
can
on a
tell the way
mission.
he's playing.
He's on a mission.
You
for
can
the
tell.
Super Bowl.
That's guys. If you hadn't heard yet, you heard it right here on SoundOff.
You're taking him for the Super Bowl already.
Super Bowl.
Over the Chiefs now. So that means
Lamar
you're getting the
Jackson
jump.
will win the league MVP.
Yes, he
and
will.
he will win Super Bowl.
All right. The
58.
other
Sorry.
the other AFC divisional game that drew all the spotlight was Kansas City on the road for the first time with Mahomes ever. First time playoff.
That's amazing.
At Buffalo.
That's
That is
crazy.
amazing.
What's
That is
also amazing, Mahomes is now in the championship game.
Can you believe that?
Every year he has started.
Can you believe that?
6 straight.
That's crazy, man.
That is. All right.
That is crazy.
Point blank. Point blank. Josh Allen. Did he lose this game for the Buffalo Bills?
No, the kicker.
Okay.
Your kicker did. I'm sorry. Your kicker
Let's
did.
get down to the brass
Your
tacks.
kicker did. I'm sorry. He did. Your kicker did.
I mean, Josh Allen,
kicker lost that
yeah,
game.
there were a couple plays he could have made
But Scooter.
in the last
I got you.
4 minutes,
You know,
I guess
the little
it was.
crossing route, yeah.
Yeah,
And-
I could not figure out what they were doing. You know, it was like they thought there was 2 seconds left instead of 2 minutes.
Well,
it was like they were throwing Hail Marys.
Okay. I'm a
does
big
Diggs
kicker
miss
guy.
the
I'm a
ball?
big
Does
kicker guy.
Diggs, did he miss that pass that
Oh,
should
no doubt.
Okay.
That could have been huge. Maybe
Okay.
not going in for a touchdown,
Yeah.
but it would have been.
Okay.
Look, I'm a big kicker guy. The value of a kicker. But
Rick.
sometimes you got, you know, they're up there, the coaches, and Josh Allen, we shouldn't have put him in that situation. And
Rick.
all these other plays, all those other plays.
What
a
do you
play
mean?
can lose a game.
What
a
do you
play
mean
can lose a
shouldn't
game.
put
The
him in?
kick-
Wait.
That's the
got the
position
answer.
you pay him.
I
That's
got
right.
the answer, but I got the answer to Rick. Rick, he was for 9 straight.
I know.
Didn't miss.
You heard Jim Nance?
He was 9 straight.
Jim
he didn't
Nance.
miss.
I mean, the ultimate announcer
He
mojo.
didn't miss.
He said he's like 9
Nine.
kicks in the fourth
9.
quarter, you know, and boom, he goes wide right. The dreaded 2
That's
words
crazy.
in
Rick,
Buffalo, wide
why
right.
would you even say that?
No,
You know,
the kicker.
That's an announcer,
the
man. Don't say
kicker
that.
lost that game.
He did.
The kicker lost
Well,
the
he
game
only
for him.
gets
I
them
mean,
to overtime.
Yeah, you know. He gets.
I know that.
But
the
Scooter, you're
kicker
still in the game.
lost the
You're
game.
still in the game, though, Scooter.
He lost
You're
it.
still in the game. He lost it.
Okay.
He lost
I'm
the
with
game.
you.
All right. Mahomes, you know.
Didn't make any mistakes. Come on, call
Josh
it what
Allen
it is.
beats him in
Didn't
the
make
regular
any
season.
mistakes, man.
Can't beat him in the postseason.
Yeah.
Can anybody sack Patrick Mahomes? Can anybody sack this guy when he's just?
I don't know what it.
I'm
You know
being
what?
facetious. They get to him, but he just.
But he can't
moves.
run 80 yards.
He can't
Sorry.
run 80 yards. He can't. He can't run 80 yards.
All right, the
They're
feel-good
fixing to
story.
beat Baltimore.
The feel-good.
Whoa! That ain't happening.
You got him
That ain't happening,
losing.
Scooter.
You got him.
That ain't happening,
The feel-good
Scooter.
story is
No.
coming from Detroit.
That's no doubt
No,
about
30
it.
years to win a title.
It is.
Even if it was the Patriots who won it a million times,
Yeah.
That coach, I love him.
Kneecap Dan Campbell.
He's a coach.
Yeah.
Where does
He's a
the
player's coach.
kneecap come from?
He's a player's coach.
His introductory press conference, he said, this is the culture we're going to have. You can hit us, I'm paraphrasing, you're going to hit us in the mouth, we're going to get up, and we're going to chew one of your kneecaps off.
Yeah.
You're going to hit us in the mouth 3 more times, we're going to get
he's
up and
right.
try the other kneecap.
Well,
Yeah.
he
And
delivered.
the kneecap.
He did.
And let me tell you something.
He did.
I mean,
Correct me if
you
I'm
just
wrong.
got to feel good for it.
Yeah.
Barry Sanders, was that the last time? I don't mean Barry Sanders. Come on, help me out, the running back. For Detroit. Back in the day when I played.
Barry
Well, that would
Sanders.
be-
Barry
Barry
Sanders.
Sanders,
Okay.
yeah.
Was that the last time that they went?
To the playoffs? I
No.
would think so.
Well,
No, Matthew Stafford took them to one playoff game.
Okay.
They lost.
But they hadn't won one
hadn't won.
since
Okay.
the 90s.
No, this
Okay.
is a feel-good
Okay.
story. And look, this was a tight game. I mean,
No,
Baker
all of them,
Mayfield,
Rick,
8
all of them
points
was,
are
man.
down, and he ends it
I mean,
with, maybe a bad decision throw
foolish-
over the middle.
foolish
But like we
interception.
say about Baker
But that's
Mayfield,
Baker Mayfield.
that's what we talked about, Scooter. You've got a minute and 32 seconds left on the clock. Rick, you don't have to force anything, man. Let it come to you. Let it come to you, man.
Speaking of
Well,
Come on now.
But he makes plays like that a lot.
But
he-
Scooter,
Speaking of forcing, okay, Mr. Former cornerback in the SEC.
I
in
know
the
where you're
NFL.
going. I know where you're going with
Quarterback
this.
position, what don't you do? What is the Cardinals' sin? Jordan Love, what should he not do? And he does it. But he's young. I mean, it was more
I love this
across
kid.
the body
But I love-
than
but I love-
anything
you
you'll
know
ever
what?
see in the history of the NFL.
He's watching too many of those other guys. Do you? Do
But
you,
it was
Jordan
first
Love?
down. That was the
Yeah.
killer.
Do you, Jordan Love?
Yeah.
You,
I mean,
everybody
you
can't
gotta
do that.
know,
Do you?
You got to know the situation.
And he had
And look-
like 2 minutes, and with a timeout, throw it away.
And let me tell you something. This Jordan Love, guys, this is the future star of the
Oh,
NFL.
Oh, no,
I'm-
no question.
Wow.
That play is not going to define him.
No,
I'm sorry.
That's a good
That-
Green Bay team. And it took
You
a
better-
Brock Purdy
What?
90-yard winning field goal, or
If
winning
I'm
drive
not
to win
mistaken,
this thing.
Scooter, help me out. Is that the youngest team in the league?
Yes, it is.
The Packers, they are.
Just answered my question.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
bad decision,
Don't-
bad throw. You're
yeah,
down. You're
it was.
down.
That was a bad throw, Rick. And I know when he go back and look at it, he's going to be like,
All
I'm
right.
better than that. I'm better than that.
49ers and Lions in San Francisco. You've got the Chiefs
Guys.
going to Baltimore. He's already picking the
Lions.
Ravens to win.
You got the fastest guy in the league on your team.
Jamar Gibbs.
You're not gonna use him?
Thursday show, we'll preview the conference championships. Clock management, we're throwing it to break. Come
Yes.
back with us.
We're the attorneys Southwest Louisiana has known and trusted for decades. We fought relentlessly for our clients and won. We are proud to announce a new name based on our legacy of success. We are Lundy Law. The name may be new, but our team's commitment to pursuing justice for our clients has never been stronger. From personal injury and maritime cases to insurance claims, mass tort, and civil litigation, you can count on the experienced attorneys at Lundy Law.
Miller Lite has more taste and only 1 more calorie than Michelob Ultra.
All right, back and forth show coming to you from the Sportsbook at
Yes.
LeBear. That means back and forth.
Back and
arguing,
forth.
debating, and all that kind of
That's
stuff.
how we do
Thursday
it.
show. Here, a prelude, a little tease. Thursday show, we're going to throw out the question, should the Saints go younger? Or should they stay status quo and stay older, per se, for the roster? That's for Thursday's show.
Ask Green Bay.
Touche. All right, let's talk some hoops. Our show production, once
Yes.
again, we get caught in the crossfire of McNeese's Monday night and the Southland
Yes.
Monday night game.
Yes.
They're playing a huge game, or played a huge game at Corpus Christi on Monday. Our show production was before the game. We don't know the results of it.
Go Cowboys.
Big game because Corpus Christi went into that game 4-1. The Cowboys are 5-0.
Yeah.
It's another battle for the lead in the South.
5-0, man.
They go in 16-2. They went into the Corpus Christi game. They got to 16-2 by beating Incarnate Word. All right, I'm getting off thing here.
Rick.
This is the Southland. You know, I'm not degrading. Okay, I'm not.
Stop
really
it.
not.
Stop
But
it,
that
Rick.
being
Stop.
Incarnate
realistic.
Word
Stop.
gym, Commerce
That's
gym.
like a high
I mean,
school.
they look
That's
like
like a high school.
school.
I hate to say it, and I shouldn't say that, but
And Commerce
Well,
look
isn't
like
Incarnate Word the football stadium with the
Yeah.
Walmart, not Walmart,
CVS.
CVS is one of the sidelines?
yeah.
Scooter,
Yeah.
let it go, Scooter. Let it go.
I'm just saying. All right, so let me get back on track.
And they got all Benson's money.
Yeah, you're right, Scooter.
They're getting all the good football players in the South.
You're right about that, Scooter.
Maybe that's where they're using their money, paying
You're
all
right
the good
about
football
that, though,
players. Got
Scooter.
an Incarnate Word. But look, Incarnate Word stayed with them. Now we're going back to the game preceding the Corpus Christi game.
Yeah.
Well, it was nip and tuck. They hung around.
It
with
was.
them.
It
10
was.
and 12, 14
Rick, it
points.
was. It was, Rick. It was.
But here's what we talked about last week and the week before, I believe. This new guard, junior guard Mike Saunders.
Yeah.
What does he give them? Depth and a scoring option and experience. What does he do? Second game on the team, he leads them with 20 points off the bench.
Yeah.
I mean,
But Rick, I'm just.
that's a coaching dream, guys.
It won't be off the bench alone.
No. I'm just.
You stole my thunder a little bit.
I'm just amazed.
Okay.
Well, look, Will Wade has said Omar Cooper is his starting guard. He's
Yeah.
a junior. Kevin, we've talked about it on
We
press
have
row.
a lot of times. We've watched it.
He's quick.
He is.
Sees the floor, but he can throw up an air ball from 10 feet. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
His outside shot, left-handed. You love those
Yeah,
lefties.
I do. I do.
He's not a scorer from the perimeter, but he can
No.
get to the hole, and
He
he'll
can.
take you to the he'll take
He
you
can.
to the
He
rim,
can put
no
the,
doubt. But
he
no,
can put the other team in foul trouble. He can.
But what they do have though is Saunders off the bench at
Yeah.
point
Yeah.
or off guard. Garcia comes to the off guard to the point, and then of course Shahada Wells can play everywhere.
I've never, in all the years I've watched McNeese
Everywhere.
basketball, Scooter Rick, I don't think I've ever seen McNeese a more physical team than what's on the floor right now. I haven't. Look at the guys that's on the floor right now. Rick,
I
two
just
of
had this
them could
conversation.
play tight end.
I had this conversation.
Two of them could play tight end for
earlier
McNeese
in
right
the
now.
week. Now you're
Two of them.
forgetting about what was his name?
I'm talking about
Fred,
physical.
and during
no,
the
no, no,
Dumars
no, no.
years, there was a big
Look,
boy guy. And
Maybe so. But you're going years back, Rick.
Of course
You're
I'm going years back.
But I'm just saying, right now, when you look at teams, they've got two players that should be on the football team.
You see that? You see
Should
that
be on the
all
football
over
team.
basketball. You see that all over basketball.
You know?
SEC teams have some
Should-
horses out there going 240,
and
250.
I'm saying, wow.
Yeah.
You know.
I just talked about this earlier in the week. This is the best McNeese team in my lifetime.
I was wondering about that.
I'd put it
I was
over the
wondering
Joe
about
Dumars
that
team.
earlier.
We've been
Yeah,
talking
I
about
would,
that for a
I would
lot.
too. They
We've
don't,
been talking
they don't
about
have
that
a
a
Joe
lot.
Dumars.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But Joe Dumars didn't have
We've
that
been-
surrounding cast.
We've been talking about that for a
each
while.
one of these
We
guys
have.
had.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, you know, I hope McNeese fans are enjoying this and not now. Some McNeese fans I've talked to. Oh, but this is just going to be a year and then Will Wade's gone. Don't worry about it.
Enjoy it.
I think
Scooter.
Wade will be there at least 2 years,
Scooter,
maybe
enjoy it.
more.
Enjoy
but
it,
just
okay?
enjoy it.
Enjoy it, Scooter.
If he gets them on the map, they can hire
Yeah.
a better coach than they
Yeah.
normally would
Yeah.
anyway.
I agree,
we're,
Scooter.
We're going to get to that in
I agree.
about 2 minutes. Hang
Yes,
on to that thought.
yes.
But back to this game in Incarnate Word, and of course, the big game was Monday at Corpus Christi, and then
Yeah.
of course they got games coming up this weekend back at the Legacy Center.
Yeah.
All right, it was close.
Yeah.
Incarnate Word's hanging around, and what does Christian Shoemate do? I mean, within a minute, rips off 3 straight, and now they're called the Shoe Slams.
Shoe Slam.
For
Man.
Shoemate. I mean, 3 straight, gentlemen, and just game over.
He's talented, but this kid,
He takes over games.
he
and
does.
And it's subtle. You don't always have to score. I mean, you get a big rebound
Shoot.
and a big block or a big defensive stop, that can turn momentum in a basketball game. He doesn't have to slam it
Correct
home.
me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Is he's the only guy from the old team?
No. You got Robert Bursey on the bench.
Okay.
And then
okay.
you got
What I like about this team,
I'm
Deion
talking
Thomas.
about as a
starter.
Yeah.
Starter.
Okay.
this team, it's like they have a lot of confidence.
Shit.
When they
Do
go-
they?
No. What I'm saying, I like that better than a team that, particularly one that didn't win many games last year.
No, not many.
You don't hear that, oh, we're playing with a chip on the shoulder. Nobody gives us any respect.
Yeah.
No, they
Yeah.
walk out there like they expect to win. They really
You know what?
do.
There are people in the stands expect the same thing you
Yeah,
just said.
and
Scooter.
that
I've
comes from
talked
the
to a
bench.
couple of
That
them.
comes from
Yeah.
Will
Can you
Wade
imagine
and that staff.
the kind of
he knows
feeling
what
that
he put
is
together.
when you come into a game, you know you're going to win?
All right, speaking of Will Wade, you ushered it in. Jim Gazzola from the American Press has done some reporting on this in regards to where do they go with Will Wade right now?
Yeah.
And it's, look, we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
But sometimes you got to think ahead. You're talking about the fans.
You do.
Back it off, enjoy it,
Yeah.
let the
Yeah.
season play out.
Yeah.
But Heath Schroyer and outgoing President Darrell Burkell, they have to think of the future too.
Yeah.
What do you do to possibly hold a Will Wade for that extra year?
You're right.
And
You're right.
I think there's some things going on. There's been probably
yes,
discussions
there's some
and
things going
plans,
on.
something to try to persuade him that if he does get, now who fired a coach this week? And it's already starting. DePaul.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So I'm just throwing that
But
out
you know,
there.
Rick,
He's going to get offers. He's going to get offers.
The thing is
Yeah,
this.
well, he's serving his penance right now.
He had.
You want to
Is
call
it
it
1 year or 2 years?
Well,
you know?
He had offers before he came to McNeese, so they worked that out. I have no doubt with the people that I know that's associated with that university. There's things they can do.
They're going to make it hard for him
Rick.
to say yes to somebody else.
There are things
and
they can do,
especially
Rick.
if it's another, mid-major,
Exactly,
like maybe
Rick.
a DePaul
Exactly.
or somebody.
Yeah.
Let me
But you
hang
know
at
what, Rick?
McNeese for another year. Let's keep this magic.
But Rick, you know what? When he said on this show some time ago and said, you know what? They brought me here to win, guys. That's my sole reason being here. And when he said, we're going to win 20 games. We're going to win 20. Rick, they're 4 games away from winning 20 games.
Yeah.
I think they'll get there.
They're 4 games from winning 20 games, Rick.
All right, I got to throw this out in the last 20 seconds, guys. You watching Ohio State football? They hired Bill O'Brien as their offensive coordinator, and they picked up the #1 quarterback from Alabama, a young guy, he had Julian Saylor, and their All-American Caleb Downs from the secondary.
Rick, people are
The
making
Buckeyes
moves.
are getting serious.
People are making moves is what
And,
I'm telling you.
and
I've
how
been telling you that,
how
Rick.
they're making the moves there, Mr. Stuck in the Mud man.
We
How they're
know.
making those moves.
We know how they're making
NIL.
them. We know how they're making them, Scooter.
I mean, I don't like it.
We know
we
how
don't
they're
have
making
to
them.
like
That's what
it.
it's come to.
Eventually, there we go.
We're out of time, Gidry. How's
Always.
Sarah? We'll see you next time, everybody, right here at SoundOff.
If it's a story worth telling, it starts with Getaways specializing in me time. Handcrafted flavors, eager to please. Escapes to soak the day away. And rounds on a course designed by Tom Fazio. Start a story all your own at Le Berge Lake Charles.
Miller Lite has more taste and only 1 more calorie than Michelob Ultra. Miller Lite has more taste and only 1 more calorie than Michelob Ultra.